is Paula Swaydan Grebel, and I am here to show you the value of using a sketchbook to help you improve your art. I started using my sketchbook in college. My favorite professor was John Lincoln, and one of the assignments that he gave us was to go out and draw and use your sketchbook every day. We would draw people, structures, landscapes. We would take our sketchbooks to family gatherings, on campus we would sketch, in parks, at home. What we found, not only did we develop this habit of sketching every day, but we also saw an improvement in our drawing skills. One of the places you could go to draw is in museums, and I have some sketches up here that are from other artists, and looking at maybe how they manage to fit multiple figures in a scene, how they design their lights and darks, maybe how their lines are delicately laid down. And here's a drawing that I did at home. Here's from that college class, my figure drawing course with John Lincoln. And here's a sketch I did. We paid for a model to be to sit and pose for us in a park. Sometimes, or a lot of times, I'm not quite sure what my painting is about, so I will do sketches and drawings in my sketchbook to have a better understanding of what it is that's important and what I'm looking at. It helps you to connect with what you're seeing out there. I'll take it to sketch on site. I'll go to landscape, and I did a landscape here, study, and I worked with different colors. Here's just some quick sketches that I did at a farm, and some portraits. So like I'm saying here, it's important it really helps to draw, it forces you to slow down and see what is out there, what you are looking at. You really don't know or understand or connect until you start drawing. You'll be surprised. So in this class, Improving Your Art with a Sketchbook by using a sketchbook, I'm going to talk about your materials that you will need, the basic drawing tools, sketchbooks, and I will also then show you some various approaches that I used in my sketches. So I will give you examples from my sketchbook. I will also do a demonstration drawing in the sketchbook, and finally I will suggest an assignment that will hopefully help you reach your goals and improve your drawing skills. So I hope that you enjoy this video, and that you find value in using your sketchbook as an artist. Okay, now let's talk about the materials that you'll be using. Actually, before I mention that, I want to show you some of the items I use for pencils. I always carry a mechanical pencil, and I have a very small one, and I have a thicker one. And I love these because I can play with different leads, insert them. I also have a variety of pure graphite pencils. Again, some thicker ones. You get more coverage if you have a large piece of paper, and then you get into the fine detail later. And I wanted to talk about, there are different types of lead, softness and hardness. The softer ones make a darker mark, versus the harder pencil. You are just going to use a 2B or 2HB, which is in the middle. You can get some very nice light lines, and then you could press hard and get a darker. We'll go over some making so I can show you that. You'll need an eraser. I always use a kneaded eraser, but there's also a white Milan eraser. There's gum erasers. I like the kneaded eraser. When you have a need for it to be cleaner, you just knead it like so. And if there's a little tiny area you want to start poking out some of the graphite, make a design, or get just a very fine area, you can form this into a very pointy shape. You have erasers. This is, sharpeners. This pencil sharpener I use for my mechanical pencil, and you just place it in that area there and turn around, and it gets pretty well sharpened. And here's another sharpener I carry with me, which is perfect for the pencil that you will be using. So you'll need besides a pencil, you need a sharpener, and you'll need an eraser of some sort, whatever you're comfortable with. And down the road, if you want to, you can even add some color pencils and play around with that. Then there are different types of sketchbooks, a variety from all sizes. I wouldn't go any smaller than a 6x8. I think this is a 6x9. So this is 6x9. And whatever you're comfortable with. If you prefer the larger paper, that's great, because you could always just take a larger sketchbook and divide it up into smaller frames to draw into. And then the papers have a different feel. You don't want anything too thin. The thinner they are, you just don't get the right texture. Some of them have a smooth feel. Some of them have a textured tooth, which will grab your graphite better. So when you go to the art store, play with the different papers and pencils. Just make little marks. They have an area where you can do that. So again, you need a sketchbook. You need a simple 2HB pencil, and you will need an eraser and a sharpener, and that's really all you need. Thank you. In this section of the class, I would like to show you some of my sketches in several of my sketchbooks that will hopefully give you ideas, suggestions to help you go out there on your own and work. For the first example, I want to talk about mark making. And here is one page where you're just doodling, you're doing cross hatching. Here's just plain old hatching, it's called. And then you can crisscross, and as they get closer together, they will get darker. Make different designs and shapes. Play with very light touch, dark touch. For ideas of mark making, you can even look around you. Look at a carpet, look at the linoleum floor, look at the grass outside, the trees, and you'll see different shapes that you can practice making. The other thing is you might have an idea for a painting that you want to work out. So here's something I have here with my notes. So I'm going to put some quick sketches up for you to view. I think so here's of a farm. Just real quick, probably a few minutes each, if that. Here's an image that I did of the yard. Just again, very, very quick. get an idea and feel, and it's fun. Sketches really are for your personal view. It's like a personal visual diary of your world. You have a better understanding what you're looking at, and it's fun. Here is when I was at the library, and I got some time in sketching. Did some mark making, played with different pencil marks. And this book here, I put more time into measuring. So this took a bit longer. For me, when I do measuring it, I don't get as much finish, but it's fun too. I enjoy it. Here's another quick one. Now this here is of a sculpture I was looking at a museum, and it's called contour drawing. You could do it of trees outside, benches, anything, and it's a way of looking at your a way of drawing where you're only looking at the paper. Oh, I said that wrong. I made a mistake. You are not looking at the paper, you are looking at what you are drawing. And you can peek at your paper now and then, but line contour, you never even look at the paper. And you're measuring in your head and feeling it on the paper as you look at your subject. For me, I like to do this when I feel I'm getting sloppy with my drawing and I need to concentrate. And I may do that for quite a while, like months, weeks. And here's a longer drawing of a yard, sketch the house, playing with different textures, blending, smearing. I like to look at works of masters, whether it's in a book or at the museum. And here are some sketches that I have done. So again, what I would like for you to do, your assignment, is to just start sketching. It can be a large sketch, it could be a larger book, like that last landscape. It could be a smaller book. You can make small little images on one page, or whatever you want to do. You just go out there and do it. You will, once you get started, you will find a connection, and it is so much fun. And if you don't know what to draw, you can warm up by doodling and practicing your mark making. So go out there and give it a try. That's your assignment. I think it is an important part of this class that I do a demo of a sketch. I pick some flowers from the yard, put it in a vase on a windowsill. When I go about the sketching, I'm not even sure how I'm going to design it on the paper, and you'll see how I work with that. I may or may not include the background, but I feel it's important that you watch, and maybe you'll get some ideas for your own sketching. So I just started with the most obvious to me. This is the top flower, and I'm drawing a little bit heavier than I should to start a drawing, because you can expect to make many corrections. But in order for you to see this on film, I need to press a little bit harder. And I'm just playing around. So mentally I'm doing measurements. How when I drop a line from here, on the top of this dark portion of the flower on down where does the petal below hit. I am looking at not only the object shapes but the shapes that surround the objects, known as negative space. Now this is a little bit of a slower painting versus a real quick 1 minute. I'm continuing to draw what is there. I look up part of the time, measuring. So I'm learning about this setup through drawing it. I like how this top right flower has a bit of an angle. I might look for my eraser, here it is, and emphasize that a little bit more. So in addition to a more developed sketch, which I will be showing you in a few, here is an example of some quick sketches. They are 1 minute each, and I've done several on one page. Quick sketches are good to get you thinking quickly, fast, to see what's out there, get a better idea of what you like, and it forces you to look. Here I'm using just, and again I time myself for 1 minute, but a bit of a measurement of important marks, gesture, the way something is angled, like these seem to be pulling away from this very structured step floral. Then another type of sketching I did, I'm going to show you. We'll zoom in on this once I get it up here. Okay. This is a more playful, open-ended sketch, and by that I mean the background and the foreground interplay with each other. They are not enclosed in line. When you look at the rectangle, you hopefully with this sketch envision what's going on outside of that picture frame, the rectangle. I used the landscape that I saw outside of the window, saw different shapes and values, and placed them in accordance with the object, these floral shapes and a vase, and place them so that the eye is directed and moving around and out and back in to the picture that I am drawing. I also saw out there different ideas for line. I saw the leaves created little squiggly shapes and triangles, and the grasses or the bushes and the evergreens, different values of lights and darks. I played with just the images. It's again more abstract and be fun for a future drawing or painting idea. And this I did in maybe 5-10 minutes. I didn't time it. So now I'm going to show you the more detailed or developed drawing. So now here is a more developed sketch. Although unfinished, it is more developed. Maybe I spent 20-30 minutes. I apologize, I did not time it. I used these tools. So I have a soft 4B pencil, and it creates a darker mark. Now here I'm not laying it I do not have a lot of pressure on it, see, but once I start pushing down I can get pretty dark. Afterwards, for fine detail or lighter marks, I have this 2HB pencil, but you can get pretty dark with this too. You just cover the space behind it and do different types of mark making, and it's not as dark as the softer pencil, you can see. After that, if you want to, you can use your kneaded eraser and pull out and make designs. Okay. Now to start, I had no preconceived idea what I wanted to draw, where to start. So I look at the object and its surroundings. I saw this area here first, and I put it down. I made it as dark, and then I used that as a unit of measurement. I used it to measure how far down. Let's say I started with this whole flower after this was created. How many units from top to bottom, this black shape down? 1, 2, so then I placed the bottom of this petal. And how many units to the side? 1, 2, and here maybe it was 1.5. Then I drew these in. I also used negative space as a unit of measurement to help me. And this opening here, when I followed a line off the left side of this dark shape, I saw this petal edge here, and I saw that this negative shape, it's the space that surrounds the object. I also carry visually the line all the way down and see where everything hits. You could do that on throughout. You could do it horizontally. So, and the negative space I was talking about creates some real unique shapes that are fun to play with, and they can be worked on so that they become positive. It's a fun play. You work with your values, what's dark. So if this was darkest dark, then again I would base these objects off of this dark. So maybe these were not as dark as this one, but in actuality when I squint, I saw that this squint, you close your eyes pretty tight, that this whole vase was much darker than that. So you just keep playing back and forth, back and forth. I really didn't have time to incorporate the background, which would have been fun to do. So these are some ideas, some thoughts, what I'm thinking when I'm drawing. Just basically look what's out there, draw what you see, and be surprised. Go have fun. So here's your assignment. For 1 week, I would like you to record your drawings and words in the sketchbook. Fill as many pages as you possibly can in every day, each day. The goal behind this is for you to become more aware and engaged in your visual world at all times. You can draw from observation, from what you're thinking, your imagination, dreams, and so on. Carry your sketchbook with you always. Have it at the bedside. Have it with you during phone calls or meals. Take it to you when you go to the park, to chronicle a walk in the neighborhood. Sit in a studio, in a interior space, and describe what you see there. But the key is for you to be aware of your surroundings, where you are, what you see. Do not worry about what your drawings look like or fuss over them. The key here is to develop a habit of drawing in your sketchbook, and you will find that by doing so, your drawing skills will develop along the way. So in conclusion, I wish to thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you learned something of value, that you found it enjoyable and encouraging to know that you can improve your art by using the sketchbook. Thank you.